disproportionately affects the poor people, and that's not fair. And secondly, I want to talk about how this hinders medical advancement. So first, I want to have a few points of rebuttal. It seems to be there's some kind of myth about this terminal ill disease. I just want to clarify. First of all, we're really not talking about large number of people. So the benefit that you're claiming to bring to the society is really minimal. Like, what is terminal ill disease nowadays? Even most form of cancer can be cured. So I don't know what you're talking about. If you're saving a few pennies and just let people die, we don't think that's good enough incentive. And secondly, they have these ideas. Once you have terminally ill disease, you're off the cliff. That's not the case. Just a few years ago, AIDS is still considered as terminal ill disease, but nowadays it's only a chronic disease. You can manage that and live a fulfilling life just as you go. So we don't believe this idea that it is a terminal ill disease right now and will be so in a few years. And we believe there's absolutely value in terms of keeping people alive and see there's hope in the future. So thirdly, they have this really weird assumption that if people want to die, no thank you, we just let them. That's how our society functions. That is not the case. When people want to die, commit suicide, have psychological issues, we try to prevent them, help them solve these psychological issues, because we don't believe they're having the rationality, the good sort of moment to make these kind of decisions. And in this kind of case, we're having patients who are hopeless, and in a lot of cases, they don't need to be hopeless, and we believe that we shouldn't let them die. And certainly, if they don't feel like dying, we shouldn't put money on the table to push them forward into the cliff. So to my main point, first I want to talk about, yes, before that.
You keep trying to change what terminal is. In the AIDS case, for example, at that time, you would be living for 3 months. That was terminal at that time, though. Terminal means
but still, like we believe that people, you know, like medicine can advance during the time, and then new drugs can come out basically the next month, and people are not always informed, and there are different doctors having different opinions. We don't believe that it's an absolute case in a lot of the cases, and certainly we have a policy in place. We don't believe all the patients have enough information to make that decision, which is well informed. So first, to my first point, why this disproportionately affects the poor? It disproportionately affects the poor on a few different levels. Just look at the society. Who gets ill? First of all, we believe that poor people are the majority who actually get themselves into this kind of situation. And this is because our society has such a great gap between the rich and poor. And these people have different lifestyle. They can't afford, you know, organic food or whatever. They can't afford to go to the gym. And they are the ones who end up in the hospital in the first place because our society is not fair. And then what happens is poor people usually are not well informed about medical knowledge, about, you know, the possibility in the future, and so on and so forth. They are just being told by the doctor, and they don't really understand everything the doctor is telling them. So we believe that they are not informed, therefore their decisions are not always rational. And finally, we believe that who needs the money the most in our society, and these are the poor people. Again, if you're really rich, and we believe that you value your life, you will not seek this kind of solution. You will try to find a way to stay alive. And then in the end, who is going to take this money are the poor people in our society. So first you put them in that place, and secondly, you don't really inform them. Thirdly, and you just say, well, go ahead and die now, then we can have, you can have the money that we never gave or should have given to you in the first place as a society. So we don't believe this is fair at all. And to my second point, we believe actually keeping these people alive is good for our medical advancement on two levels. First, if these people are still alive, I think there's an incentive among the scientific community to find solutions to help these, to help these people the right way. They will put effort into research because there are people still dying. Instead of every time you have a disease, you're off the cliff, then the scientists like, you know, what's the incentive for me to keep these people alive? So we believe that there is incentive to keep these people alive, and that's the first thing in the medical advancement. And the second thing is, like, they're calling them guinea pigs, but we're saying that through trying the best to help these people, we actually gain very, very useful knowledge to help the future generation. It's not like we're viewing them as guinea pigs and we don't care about their lives. We're trying our best, but it is a point that we do get better at treating these people. And if the ultimate goal is to eradicate terminal illness from our society, then this is the way to go forward. So for the reason that we believe this policy will disproportionately affect the poor, we put them in their place in the first place, and we refuse to help them by giving them more money. And secondly, we believe that this will hinder medical advancement, and that's what's needed to eradicate this terminal illness for those reasons, I beg to oppose this motion.